We are flying at 1,000 feet over Lake Maxinkuckee, Indiana. Spread out before us along the lake shore is the magnificent 1,400-acre campus of Culver Military Academy, a unique educational institution. In this sylvan setting, 27 classroom and auxiliary buildings and 8 dormitories blend harmoniously with a score of playing fields to provide a $30 million setting, ideal for tradition, education, and inspiration. This is Vince Lee, your narrator for this capsule glimpse of the Culver experience, Leadership for Life. The nucleus of the Culver experience is the controlled exposure of a boy to intellectual, spiritual, moral, and physical influences that encourage the greatest possible fulfillment of his potential. This ambitious goal is achieved within a military framework and through adherence to the highest academic standards. At Culver, self-development is achieved through discipline, competition, and acceptance of responsibility. While each boy is encouraged to progress according to his own ability, competition stimulates individual effort and achievement. A strong emphasis on leadership and citizenship training encourages Culver cadets to accept responsibility. Faculty guidance during the performance of their duties develops initiative and independence, invaluable experience for college and adult life.
Culver's done a lot for me. It's not only given me an interest in school, but it's also given me a drive to want to learn more.
You know, the teachers here are much more willing to help than they were at my old school. Like, they seem to want to make sure that you understand what you're studying.
To me, Culver is a learning utopia. Because the classes are small, the student-teacher relationship is close. Your teacher gets to know you, and in turn, you get to know him. This makes for a personal understanding, which is better for learning.
Culver cadets are introduced to an outstanding educational experience, with concentration on the courses necessary for college preparation in the areas of English, foreign languages, the sciences, history, and mathematics. Within the requirements of college preparation, programs are adapted to the individual needs and capabilities of the students.
Right now, I'm in astronomy class, and the thing I learned most about is astronomy. But at the same time, I learned a lot about the history of Egypt and the history of naval engagements and stuff like that. And that makes it all fit together, like there's a real reason for knowing something when you can see its application with other things.
I think it's really great. It's a challenge. But with the individual help you can get, you can make it. In my plebe year, I saw that chemistry was scheduled, and I thought, oh, wow, I'll never be able to make it. But the teacher made the time to work with us. Pretty soon, I found I could relate the experiments to the textbook. By the end of the semester, I averaged a B.
Studying is a very individual kind of thing. One does not take an entire class to a laboratory to present to all individuals the same amount of material at the same rate. Some students need as many as 15 repetitions of a particular unit, and others may need only 2 or 3. Therefore, we encourage individual study, and we attempt to guide each student in the efficient use of his study time.
Any good education system will aim at helping the student to find out how to do his own learning. He'll learn much faster when he learns for himself, independently.
The library has assumed an increasingly important place in the student life at Culver. There we have placed a variety of resource materials, and the students are using them more and more. In fact, the library has become the focal point of learning and study at Culver.
One of the things that has really helped me is the Information Retrieval Center. It has a lot of tapes on the sciences, chemistry, and physics. These tapes go right into our individual chapters in our textbooks. They really help.
I use the labs about 2 or 3 times a week, and it helps me to pronounce the words the right way.
I don't think I can always get the right meaning from a book, but when I can hear the instructor on tape referring to the stuff in the chapter, I find I can understand it much better.
Every school claims that it has great teachers, but at Culver, it is historically true. Many of the master teachers in the faculty are authors of textbooks. And they're not just good authors, they're exciting teachers. Most Culver instructors have master's degrees, and a number of them have doctorates. They are all mature, professional educators who are recognized specialists in reaching and teaching teenage youth.
Besides the regular class instruction, every morning there is a study help period which lasts for about 35 minutes before classes start. During this period, you're able to visit any of your teachers and get help on anything that might have been puzzling to you the night before.
As cultural development is important to every individual, a part of Leadership for Life gives each student an appreciation of the arts. Individual and group lessons in sculpture, painting, and design give Culver cadets an opportunity for self-expression and furnish a foundation on which to build. Theatrical productions give students an opportunity to learn acting and stagecraft. Formal instruction in drama revolves around three major activities: writing plays and compositions, reading dramatic and non-dramatic texts, both prose and poetry, acting and staging both student-written plays and scenes from established plays. During the academic year, the country's finest artists and performers visit the campus to provide both entertainment and cultural enrichment.
Participating in sports has helped me a lot. It's helped me to distinguish myself as an individual, and it means a lot to me to have people admire me for what I can do.
It's really great to make new friends, to find that people respect you for going out and trying your hardest. It means a lot to me, just to be part of the team.
One of the nice things about Culver is that there are different degrees of intramural as well as varsity sports, so that even if you aren't the super athlete, you can still go out and be a part of something.
Under skilled direction, sports competition is another valuable and rewarding aspect of Culver's Leadership for Life. For it does much more than provide healthy exercise. It develops confidence, encourages individual cooperation, inspires school spirit, and develops an ethical standard of fairness. A wide range of activities, with 15 varsity sports and 16 non-varsity, ensures that every boy has an opportunity to engage in competitive action.
I like to go down to the rifle range in the afternoons and compete on a different basis. It's not like a contact sport, but the competition's just as keen.
There's every level of competition here. You know, like with the crew team, they even go out of state. Last year they were in the Nationals, and others go up against different college teams. For instance, the fencing team went up against Notre Dame. Know what? Last time they won.
Riding teaches a guy a lot, too. If you lose your temper with a horse, you find out that you're really not much of a horseman. And it's the same way in life. You have to learn self-control. That makes living a lot easier. And a lot of the things we learn here at Culver seem to really fit into life like that.
An important part of Culver life is the great variety of cultural, social, and personal exposure that enhances the cadets' formal education. The usual academy enrollment comes from virtually every state, as well as 15 to 20 foreign countries. This enables cadets to experience cultural backgrounds other than their own.
One of the nice things about Culver is that it's an international school. You meet people from all over the world. My roommate last year was from Venezuela, and I learned a lot of different things from him.
Well, I've come in contact with people from Sweden, Norway, Japan, and other places. You can share thoughts with these people and get different points of view. You know, in a regular school, you're like all one little community with the same ideas. But here, you learn something about all of the world.
We can choose our own roommates, but even so, you learn something important when you're living with someone else. I guess you could say you learn to use tact and how to treat other people, and just as important, how to get them to treat you the way you want.
If you're an underclassman, you're kind of the kid. And the upperclassmen try to make sure that you make it through, that you succeed in what you're trying to do.
Scholarships, totaling $315,000, are awarded each year to over one-fourth of the student body at Culver. Students who qualify academically and in citizenship and are presently in the 8th, 9th, or 10th grades are eligible.
You're never really alone. I mean, you have counselors who you can turn to, and they're pretty great. You can talk with them like one of the guys, and you don't have to feel it out.
There are some things you just can't talk to your parents about, but you still need advice from someone who has gone through it before. It's really fantastic to be able to go to a man who's old enough to be your father and really talk to him like he was your own roommate or something. It really means a lot.
We bring these young adults together and teach them that dignity is still with us, that self-achievement is still one of the most important tasks of the individual.
Time has not changed the concept that to become a good leader, one must first become a good follower. When a young man first comes to Culver, he learns to obey orders. 4 years later, he has learned to give orders. This is the essence of the leadership program.
The ability to communicate with and understand other individuals is vital for young men in modern society. At Culver, there are many opportunities for social encounter, from informal get-togethers with friends in the campus snack bar to frequent parties at the homes of faculty families.
Our goal is to do more than merely prepare these young men for college. They must also be prepared to live useful lives as citizens of a democracy. A significant step in providing a more realistic environment toward this education for responsibility is the establishment of the Culver Academy for Girls on this same campus. Educational and social experience in a coeducational atmosphere is clearly more relevant to today's university and adult life than the essentially monolithic all-male society that has been Culver for the past 3/4 of a century.
No doubt, the major focus of Culver experience is graduation. On this important day, Culver cadets step through the iron gate and symbolically cross the threshold to adult life. But this is by no means the end. For Culver is a preparatory school for college and for adult life. The graduates of Culver have met a series of demanding standards, and they take with them the courage, the integrity, and the confidence that enables them to meet any challenge that will face them. With more than 10,000 alumni, they are living examples of leadership for life.
For information, please write Dean of Admissions, Culver Military Academy, Culver, Indiana.